to say I'm a bit of a fair weather fisherman when it comes to fishing out of an under 4 metre tinny, but have a look at this weather. It is absolute pristine conditions, so we're going to duck out the front, see if we can't catch a fish, and we're going to bring you this week's Boss Outdoor Fishing Report. We'll have a look at this. The conditions are absolutely perfect. It's just got a slight little bump coming over the Marimbula bar. Safe as houses in a 3.9 metre tinny. Let's go and see if we can catch some fish. The wharf fishing yet again has been really good in Marimbula. Still plenty of bonito around, heaps of salmon getting about, and kingfish. Haven't we seen some cracking kingies this week? So if you can get yourself out to a wharf, get a livey in the water, or just throw some bigger lures off, you have every chance of coming up tight with a kingy this week. Well, the snapper fishing does not get any better than it's been this week. We've seen some amazing catches. The water's still warm. We've still got that sort of 20-degree water. So we say that May's the best snapper fishing, but we've still got that 20-degree water, which happens in May anyway. So I reckon we're going to see awesome snapper fishing all the way through June with what seems to be bigger fish every week. We saw Riley and his sister go out this week. They got some rat kings off the headlands and some big snapper. Their biggest snapper went 79 centimetres. What an absolute stonker snapper for this area at this time of year. Well done, Riley and his sister. So if you've been wanting to get into some of this snapper fishing on plastics, now is the best time of year to do it. We've seen some amazing catches and the better fish. All of those bigger fish are coming on plastic, or most of those bigger fish are coming on plastics. So just get yourself a drift. Today we're drifting from south to north, so we're heading up this way. So we're going to cast out here. So we'll cast up north and just let that free spool for a minute until it gets down close to the bottom. We're fishing in about 30 metres of water. And then you can put it in the rod holder to put it down, hold it, do nothing. And all it's going to do is sink down to the bottom, come up, and then as we bring it back on the southern side, we'll bring it in, cast back up to the north again, and just keep following that. Make sure you keep an eye on your sounder. It's always nice if you've got fish underneath you. And just like that, so that was just getting to the end of that drift. I was just about to bring that back in, and bang, something stonked it. Doesn't get any better. Fishing on a little tinny out here in 30 metres of water, super light gear, and catching fish. I don't think we've got a snapper, but we've got a fish. So I don't think it really matters what your favourite plastic is. Just get something in that sort of 5 to 7 inch range. Make sure you rig it straight and be heavy enough to get yourself on the bottom. Well, if you're in a rush to catch a feed of fish this week, just go flatty fishing. Get out to that 30 or 40 metre mark, get some baits down to the bottom on a paternoster rig, and you're going to get heaps of flathead. We've seen people getting their bag of fish, so 10 fish per person, in about half an hour or 40 minutes. There's lots of it, and then anywhere up to a couple of hours sort of thing. But if you're not finding those fish, just keep moving till you find them. There is so many flathead around, and they are so delicious. So get out there and catch a feed of flatties. If you want to head out into the deep blue this week, we haven't seen, or I haven't heard of anything really being caught on the game fishing front. Marlin have probably moved on, I think. I haven't heard of anyone catching them. And the yellowfin, we've heard a few people saying bust-ups here and there while they're deep dropping, but the deep dropping has been spectacular. That current has really calmed down out on the shelves, so if you want to fish from sort of 300 to 500 metres of water and go and chase some ling and blue eye, now is definitely the time of year to do it. The current has slowed right down, like I said. It was about half a knot, so pretty easy to get those baits down to the bottom and come up with a tasty feed. If you want to get yourself out onto a headland, pick your favourite rock ledge. It is so worth getting out there and fishing at the moment. There's still plenty of longies around. There's kingies around, and the kingies are big. We've seen our legend himself, Tom Baxter, the manager of the Canberra store, come down to the coast fishing this week, and he's got himself this absolute weapon of a 17 kilo king off a rock ledge. What a great fish that is, and congratulations, legend. And the weather looks absolutely prime for the next week, really. There's a little bit of wind on a couple of days, but pretty much those seas are quite flat, so the rock ledges are going to be good. Always keep a bit of an eye on them, give them a look for 5 minutes before you go down there. But yeah, we're not going to see too much swell this week, I don't think. Well, the humpback highway is in full swing at this time of year. We're seeing the northern migration of these whales really kick in. There's plenty of whales getting around. If you can get yourself out onto one of the headlands with a set of binoculars, you are sure to see some whales at this time of year. Or even better still, jump on a boat and go and do some whale watching. Well, the beaches are really worth a shot this week too. With not much swell, it's heaps of better access to most beaches. The gutters may have moved around since last time you went, so make sure you pick that gutter. It's so nice if you can find the waves breaking out a bit deeper and pushing that sand and stirring up that water into the deeper water that's close into the bank. Generally gets a better feed of fish. But yeah, heaps of salmon, they're still coming in and out of the estuary system, starting to stack up more in the estuaries, but still coming out onto the beaches before they go back in, so well worth a shot. Nighttime, heaps of tailor around as well, and bigger models, so do get out there and catch some of those tailor. So a good reminder to stay safe on the waterways at the moment. We've got the maritime guys here in Merimbula today, and they're going to be patrolling the Merimbula system overnight tonight, making sure you got your jackets, your flares and all that kind of stuff, keeping it safe, and they might change some light bulbs and stuff throughout the system as well, just to keep it all running smooth. Well, it is winter. The water is crystal clear in the estuary systems at the moment. There's not as many fish around. I think they've moved into the deeper holes. You can still get a fish if you want to troll a lure, a hard body lure through the channel. You're going to get some big tailor. But if you get up into the top lake, you can see the fish, they'll be pushing that bait fish up. So the bait fish is busting up on top with the tailor eating them. The bird's coming down from the bottom. Just chuck a plastic or a hard body or even a metal into that bust up, and you're going to get some trevally out of there, you're going to get some tailor out of there. Hopefully there's some Jews under there pushing them up as well. So there's still definitely fish to be had, but it's slowing down. If you still have a fishing itch to scratch and you haven't quite got it in the salt water, head up to the top. We know the trout fishing season in the rivers is closed now after that great spawn run that we just had, but there's still plenty of fish in the lake. So we've got our man Ando on the scene up there, catching some trout.
Yeah, thanks Leif. We've just put the boat in at Buckandera boat ramp behind us for day 2. Absolute glamour day today. You can check that out, it's a glass out. I think the fishing's going to be tough, but we're going to chase some rainbows today and just probably do a bit of trolling, set the lures way back. Had success in doing that over the years, and I think that's what we'll do today. But yesterday was great. We put the boat in and fished around all the little rocky points for some brown trout. The weather was ordinary, but the trout were biting. So yeah, my brother-in-law Gav and myself had a cracker day. We got 6 really good fish, lost a couple as well, and that was in a short 3-hour session just in the afternoon. So I think if you're going to come out and target the brownies in the lake, I'd be doing an afternoon session or real early in the morning. And they're on the edges, they're looking for yabbies. Some of them had already spawned. You could just see that some of them had marks on their tails, meaning that they've already been up and done their thing and come back looking to feed and put back on conditions. So that's what we want as anglers. We want feeding trout. That's what we're targeting. And I reckon if you hit those rocky points with some yabby banks in amongst them, you're going to fare well and maybe catch yourself a couple of brownies. So don't worry about if the river and stream's closed. Come fish the lake, and what better place to be? Buckandera. It's Thursday. Love it.
Plan's working, picking up some nice rainbows.
Well, thanks Buddha, that's some cracking trout. And haven't we seen some great fish down on the coast too? That's all we got for you for this week's Boss Outdoor Fishing Report. Is there anything you need to know? Fishing, camping, everything outdoor related? Come into Boss Outdoor so we can hook you up.